What is going on, my people of the universe? I hope all is well with you and yours. I am D Venom and welcome to Raising Vibrations podcast. Now, what I need to do is start taking notes because my ass is highly ADHD and bipolar, and I will forget some shit real quick. So y'all just don't understand how many takes I have done already that I have fucked up on because I don't have any notes in front of me. Plus, I'm sitting in the park across the street from my apartment in my vehicle recording this content. So yeah, I'm a little not together, but I wanted to reach out to you guys to tell y'all thank you, especially the individuals who downloaded my podcast. I really do appreciate that. It's people like you that keep me going. Anyway, I want to just touch bases with you all before I end the night and go home and take care of a couple of things. I told you all in my introduction episodes that I am struggling with addiction, and unfortunately my drug of choice is methamphetamine, and I have been addicted to methamphetamine now for a long motherfucking time. I can't quite think of the year that I was introduced to the devil's drug, but it was shortly after my favorite R&B female singer, Aaliyah, passed away, is when I moved to Las Vegas, Nevada. And shortly thereafter is when I was introduced to the devil's drug. We'll get into that in a second, but more about me and where I grew up, just to break the ice and let you guys know that I'm a human being and I go through shit. And, I just want to be comfortable with you guys, and I want you guys to be comfortable with me. So my age is none of your motherfucking business. Just know that I'm an age. Where I grew up is Rockford, Illinois. It's like a mini Chicago. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I'm one of those people that hate it. Hate is a strong word. I'm one of those people that dislike it. A lot of crime goes on there. There's a lot of drug activity that goes on there. It's a dark, gray, gloomy ass place. It's very, how can I say, dog eat dog. You know what I mean? It's just one of those grimy ass type of motherfucking cities. And I did not know myself at this particular time. And when you don't know yourself, you're liable to do some of anything to fit in some damn where. And that was me pretty much. I knew that I was my own individual, and I knew that I had a certain gift about me that is congenital to me that only God has given to me. But I was so lost that whatever blessings that I did receive via the universe, I ignored because I just wasn't walking my spiritual path at that particular time. I needed to go through some things in order to fully get on that path. Let me rephrase. I've always been walking my spiritual path, congenital, but it took me a lot of trials and or tribulations and or situations in order for me to fully dive into my spiritual walk. And yeah, a bitch been through it. I'm telling you that right now. But anyway, Rockford, Illinois. Yes, dog eat dog, motherfucking ass city. But anyway, I was lost, and I remember that I was living as a woman at this particular time. I wasn't a transsexual yet because I was not on hormones. I was more a drag queen than anything, stuff in my damn chest with damn cotton and socks and all that type of shit to form titties and, child tucking extra tight to form a coochie. Oh my God. It was the shit that bitches go through in order to imitate females, the shit that men go through to imitate female child sitting with that tuck dick sometime. Oh my, excuse my French, but it was much. Anyway, I recall, because I was lost, remember that. I recall being in Rockford, and there's a street called 7th Street. And 7th Street is where all of the local hoes would sell ass and suck dick and do all type of shit. And I remember there was a transsexual prostitute that, would frequent 7th Street quite a bit. And excuse me, you guys, how I became familiar. Damn, I can't even get my words out right. Right. How I became familiar with 7th Street. I mean, shit. I mean, Rockford is only so big. So 7th Street was just one of those streets that, you will not forget that motherfucker street, especially the hoes and shit and the activity that went on that motherfucker street. Anyway, back to the prostitute that was on 7th Street. So I want to say her name, but I don't want to give too much away in regard to, a bitch can get sued and some of everything else. So, but anyway, the person was named after a R&B female singer, and it starts with the M. But anyway, this person would be on 7th Street. Hey, come to mother, and showing her titties and just doing the most. And cars used to flip the corner and pick that ass up. And me being lost, I thought that was the life. I'm like, damn, this bitch getting paid. And, I mean, was RuPaul out at that particular time? I don't know, but it's hard when you don't have an identity and you're trying to search for individuals within this world that has some form of identity that relates to yours. And this person that was selling ass and telling folks to come to mother, I could relate to. And I don't know how I got in the life of prostitution, but I can say that person damn sure helps. But anyway, I got into that life. I got into the sex industry. I was a prostitute. I did phone sex. I did some amateur porn. I was with porn stars, or at least with 2 of them. But yeah, I was in that life, and I sold mouth, ass, and toes, feet, whatever the case may be, in Rockford, Chicago, Iowa, Vegas, shit. Where else? I mean, yeah, Tamia, Alizé. What other names did I go by? Aliases did I go by? Oceana. to my Taisha. Baby, I had some names for your motherfucking ass, okay? But yeah, it was fun, but it was also scary. I had some very scary episodes too. There was one occasion where we was in Chicago, myself and some other girls. We were in Chicago and we were hoeing in Boys Town. And it was this car full of, melanin, black dudes or whatever, that was robbing girls in the park. And I'm in the park. They were robbing girls in Boys Town and in the park. And I'm looking at someone walking, so that it kind of distracted me. Anyway, I remember I was with this one queen or whatever the case may be. And cause it was a group of us. So when we went to Chicago in a group, we would split up, like, 2 here, 2 there, whatever. We would walk alone, but not right when we got there. You know what I mean? We would always split up in groups or whatever. And then after that, after we started getting dates and shit like that, that's when, we would be out there solo or whatever. But anyway, myself and this other queen, we was walking and stuff like that. And, we was hearing from other queens that was selling ass that night, y'all be careful because, some motherfuckers out here that's robbing girls for their purses and their money and shit. And so, it dawned on us that this shit was happening, but it didn't, because we were some daredevils, especially me at that particular time, and still am to a degree. Anyway, I remember we was standing in front of the 7-Eleven, and the car full of, I was going to say niggas, I just did. The car full of, melanin ended up pulling up, and the lights caught them, and they were on the side that myself and the queen was standing. And the dude on the passenger side, the look in his eyes, about to tear up, because if you never seen evil before, I promise you, his eyes was black as motherfucking hell. The white in his eyes was white as motherfucking hell. He had this sinister And I do mean sinister ass grin on his face. And I did not know what he was grinning about. And myself and this queen was about to get in the back seat of the car. And I looked down between his legs and he had a long hook knife. Okay. This motherfucking knife was shiny. It was long as hell. It was pointy at the motherfucking tip and it curved and he meant business. And I stopped the queen because she was in front of me about to open the door. And I grabbed her by the arm and I'm like, girl, do not get in that motherfucking car because he got a knife between his legs. And then the light turned, my God, I'm about to start crying. The light turned green and the car left. And, so that's what I mean by dangerous situations, in regard to the prostitution lifestyle or the sex industry lifestyle in general. But anyway, methamphetamine. Now, crack, weed, liquor, PCP, and shit like that was more popular in Rockford. Excuse me, you guys. I just belched. I do apologize. Those particular drugs were more popular back then. And crystal meth just wasn't on the scene in Rockford at that particular time. But it could have been. I just did not know about it. Now, as I told you guys, if I didn't tell you guys, I really don't know the year that I moved to Las Vegas, but it was shortly after Aaliyah passed away. And I remember we moved on Boulder Highway across the street, right directly across the motherfucking street from Boulder Station Casino. Las Palomas was the name of the motherfucking apartments. A queen that lived 2 apartments down from us was murdered in that apartment complex. And I'm about to start crying again. That queen, before she was murdered that particular evening or whatever, walked past me because I was on the porch. I was still living as a woman at this time. I was being hoish. She walked past me and we never did speak, but we always smiled at each other. But anyway, she walked past me and she gave me the biggest smile and I smiled back at her. And later that night, when myself and my roommates came home, there was yellow tape all around our apartment complex and we did not know what was going on. And later on, we found out it was that queen that she was a Caucasian queen that got murdered. And I'm just like, damn, I just seen this queen. I just seen this queen earlier and, now she's dead. So yeah, Vegas it was some pretty scary moments out there, but yes, we moved right across from Boulder Station Casino. And I don't know if it was weeks or months after moving to Las Vegas is when myself and my then roommate, one queen and one other drag queen. The queen was a male, he was a butch queen. If y'all don't know what a butch queen is basically a feminine / masculine gay man, more feminine than anything. But anyway, myself, the butch queen, and the other drag queen, we all went out that particular night. There's 2 Fruit Loop areas in Las Vegas. That's what they call them, bitch. The Fruit Loop area. That's where all the gays hang out. There's the Little Fruit Loop and there's the Big Fruit Loop. The Little Fruit Loop is by the Hard Rock Cafe. Damn, what's the name of that damn street? Oh my God, I can't think of it right now. But I'm sorry, you guys, I have something in my mouth. Hold on 1 second, let me get a drink of something. Okay, so the Little Fruit Loop area is by the Hard Rock Cafe near the Strip. Damn, I can't think of the name of that damn street. But Las Vegas Boulevard, no, just know that it's in Vegas and it's near the Hard Rock Cafe. I wish I knew the name of that street. But anyway, it's probably a good thing that I don't, because I'm not trying to glorify the area or anything like that, because a lot goes down up in that motherfucking area. But that's the Little Fruit Loop. The Big Fruit Loop is on Maryland. You see, I remember this motherfucking street because I was so tall ass over in this area. Maryland motherfucking Parkway and Las Las Vegas Boulevard, bitch. Now, that Fruit Loop area, honey, that Fruit Loop area stayed motherfucking dry, even if milk was poured on that shit. Bitch, I'm sorry, you guys. I hit my microphone and all type of shit. I promise you, ass was being sold over there. Truck drivers, they had all type of shit jumping off in the. Hold on, let me get it adjusted real quick. Okay, they had. Oh wait, my microphone is not plugged in. Oh my god, what the fuck is going on? Oh hell no! I just been talking and my microphone is not even plugged in. Hold on, you guys. Oh my God. I cannot believe this. I've been talking all this time and my microphone was not plugged in. Hold on, you guys. I do apologize, my people. I thought that I was talking into, I should have known something wasn't right because this sounds totally different now that I have my microphone plugged in versus when I didn't. And I'm just rambling and just talking and shit, baby. Anyway, so yeah, that Fruit Loop area was a motherfucking trip. Bitches was getting, oh my God, it was hot to trot in that area. And myself, the Butch Queen, and the drag queen went to this bar called the Las Vegas Boulevard. Some of you guys may be familiar with the Las Vegas Boulevard that visited Vegas or maybe lived in Vegas or whatever the case may be. It's ratchet. It's pretty much there's not really a hole in the wall, but it is to a degree. Lots of activities goes on in there. Bitches, the drugs, people getting fucked, sucking dick, shows, just all type of, just ratchet ass shit. But I met this light-skinned dude. Yes, light-skinned dude. I met a light-skinned dude, and he had a bag of shit, and I thought it was coke. Remember, I'm from the Midwest. Drugs that were popular at that particular time was crack, coke, a lot of other different things. Hold on one second, you guys. That not a recording from my podcast.
Oh yeah, what you doing?
Not a. All right, sorry for the interruption, you guys. I'm at a particular park, and most parks have activity, drug activity and things like that. So I was pretty much, I'm not going to say proposition, so to speak, but yeah. Anyway, I forgot where I was at. No, I didn't. Las Vegas Boulevard. Las Vegas Lounge. So anyway, myself and the light-skinned guy, we met in the inside of the Las Vegas Lounge. And, I don't know if I indulged in the devil's drug while inside of the bar, but I do know that I was fully in motherfucking engaged when we stepped outside. But I do think that I started to do a couple of bumps in the inside of the bar because I remember us kissing and stuff like that. But anyway, when we got outside of the motherfucking bars, when I, took that first bump, no, I'm trying to think, you guys. I do apologize. I try to block a lot of that shit out of my mind in regard to how I was introduced to the devil's drug because, yeah. But anyway, either way it goes, I did not know that this shit was methamphetamine. I do remember that it was crystally and it was shiny, depending on how he moved the bag and whatever else and how the light hit the bag and stuff like that. And it still didn't dawn on me that, okay, this is not coke or whatever. This could be something else. I was into the party scene. I was selling ass, and it's Vegas, shit, limelight, lights, camera, action. You know what I'm saying? This is Vegas and, young at that time, but not too young, but, young in the mind and whatever else. And it was about partying and kicking and shit like that. So I remember they took their keys and they dug into the bag and they had a nice huge lines to this shit. And Satan, because obviously that's who the fuck it was. Satan kept giving me bump after bump, and I was taking the motherfuckers. And I remember being extremely horny on this shit. I could have fucked the whole state of Nevada. Okay, I was that motherfucking horny on that shit. And I remember myself and this light-skinned dude went back to my apartment, and we were kissing, we were fondling, and we were just a child. It was a porn. It was on and popping. And I remember that I wasn't feeling right. I mean, I was feeling good when everything was going on, but the come down of it all, that's where I started to feel sick, nauseous, and things of that particular nature. So my then roommate knew exactly what the fuck was going on. And they were like, you did some methamphetamine, huh? And I'm like, what? And cause I didn't know what it was. And they were like, drink plenty of water and whatever else. And I remember my gums were bleeding. And I'm just like, why is my gums bleeding like this? And, basically I feel like that was Satan breaking the ice and Pandora's box being opened, and those demons and those spirits were pretty much released on my ass. Because I mean, why I don't get it, and this is spirit. I mean, this is symbolic to me, you guys. I mean, because I'm walking a spiritual walk, so a lot of things that occur to me in regard to this whole methamphetamine stuff is very spiritual to me. So I feel like when my gums started bleeding and stuff like that, that was the breaker, you know what I'm saying? That I just said it, that pretty much opened up Pandora's box and it released those demons and shit. And that's what my then roommate basically was telling me, what to do and how to come down, from, being that high. Anyway, that's how it came into my life, you guys, in regard to, methamphetamine. And from there, I have been addicted and a functioning addict. And I don't like it. There are functioning addicts of all kinds. You have doctors, lawyers, maybe the motherfucking president, porn stars, musicians. A lot of people are functioning on drugs and alcohol or whatever the case may be. And some people are making successes, or and being fucked up, you know what I'm saying? Regardless if it's on their free will or not. They are making shit happen. And yeah. But I'm not here to glorify that. Not at all. I don't want to be a functioning addict, making successes while partying. I don't want to be that at all. If I can't make my successes without the partying or whatever the case may be, then I don't need the motherfucking successes. I should be able to achieve those successes without having to be under the influence of methamphetamine. But it has been a tough battle. I could have lost family. I could have lost friends. I did lose several jobs due to my addiction. When was the last time that I used? I would say, shit, not that long ago. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not even this honest on my YouTube platform like I am with y'all. But I'm not going to lie. It was earlier today. But I remember when I first started doing methamphetamine and me being bipolar depressed, I was extremely depressed at them times when I would hit a downfall and relapse, and I would just be in a funk, and I would literally curl up like a child, cry, and I would just think the world was ending because I relapsed and did methamphetamine. And, the devil is really harsh and mean and brutal when it comes down to it. And he just don't give a fuck. And the fact that I'm on the couch crying and boo-hooing and going through it because I, done his drug or whatever the case may be. He didn't give a fuck about that shit, you know. In fact, it was comedy to him, or it is, what it was, because I'm not doing that shit anymore. But it was comedy to him in regard to seeing me that particular way, all broke down and shit. But I learned over time that that's not going to get me anywhere in regard to living in the funk, being depressed and all of that type of shit, because I relapsed. So I started fighting Satan ass back, because I don't want to fear, don't get me wrong. The motherfucker's strong, powerful, deceitful, and will fuck your ass up. But I started fighting him back, because I am universally favored, and the universe, source, my ancestors, and whomever else is on my side spiritually is not going to let any harm come my way. So I stopped, excuse me, I stopped being afraid of Satan. And as I just said, I started fighting him back. So what I mean by that is I started getting adequate rest when I, would party. I started eating. I started drinking a lot of more water. I started, taking vitamins and, doing whatever else. I vowed to myself that if I am going to poison myself with this motherfucking shit, the least that I can do for my body, mind, and spirit is eat healthy and try to be as healthy as I possibly motherfucking can to, fight back all the motherfucking bullshit that I'm putting in my damn body. And I just stopped allowing myself to be depressed. And, I just started fighting the fuck back. And when I started doing this, I don't know, things just changed. And it's hard to explain, but it's not. But the fact that I'm still being blessed, I'm blessed with this podcast, even though I don't have the money to, support it at this point. I'm paying the $14 a month. It's about reaching out to people and putting as much of my life out there as possible in order to help save other individuals from walking this particular path that I am walking. And just looking at other people's behavior or behaviors while under the influence of drugs is also steering me away from, the fact that I even want to use more or less the dopest bullshit. And thank God that it is bullshit, because had it been the same way that it was when I first started out on methamphetamine, then baby, this whole park would be fucked, okay? And I'm not talking about in a bad way. I'm talking about in a sexual way. So that's how methamphetamine pretty much has a hold of me, because it's a very sexual drug to me. And sexual energy, as you all know, or if you don't know, now you do, is some of the strongest energy that is on this motherfucking planet. And, I'm a Scorpio, and I do believe in astrology. We control or rule the genitals. And baby, child, we ain't gonna speak about genitals, but yeah. So I have to be really careful with this motherfucking drug, but with the help of you guys and, the help of my spiritual ancestors and things of that particular nature, things will uplift and I will win this battle. Satan will not take me out. Trust me. I will win this motherfucking battle. I'm just about there, but I have a lot of more work, shadow work that I need to do on myself in order for me to fully help other individuals. Trying to think of what else I want to tell you guys. Yeah. So, oh my God. If you are going through your own addiction, regardless if it's drug or sex or food or cigarettes or whatever, addiction is addiction. Just know that everything is going to be okay. If I can function as an addict, and again, I'm not trying to glorify this, but if I can function as an addict and make things happen for myself, look, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Pinterest, telling my story and whatever else the case may be, and putting my story out there in a artistic manner, just to get the word across to people in regard to, this is not the life that you want to live. We're going to make it, you guys. We're going to do this shit. All right. So I'm not going to hold you off for too long. I am going 12:55. Universal confirmation, baby. I told y'all that I'm not even looking at the clock. I was staring off in the distance talking to you guys, and I looked at my clock in my car clock, and it says 12:50 motherfucking 5. That is universal confirmation that what I am doing and how I'm reaching out to people and what I'm doing in life is right, and I'm on the right path. So with that being said, I'm going to end this content, you guys, and until my next upload, y'all be good, and lots of LLS. LLS is love, light, and support of each other. So with that being said, y'all have a good night, and until my next upload or next episode, namaste.